Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, could Venom be getting his own game? Well, according to Insomniac, it's not 100% off the table. In an interview with Insider, senior narrative director Jean Paquette shared how he and the team would gauge the reaction to Spider-Man 2 first before considering what their next title in the series could be. So here's what we're doing. We're focused on Spider-Man 2, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait and see how the fans react, he said. We're gonna listen to the fans and we're gonna ask ourselves, okay, what do the fans really want? We'll kind of talk about stuff after we've all had time to sleep and take vacations, he added. And yeah, vacations, well deserved. As I said last week, this iteration of Spider-Man is doing much better in reviews than the previous ones, and I loved those previous ones, so I am very hyped for this game. Still haven't played it, still don't know where that Venom storyline goes, so I have no idea where in universe a Venom spin-off game would be or how that would look. But hey, it's Venom. And if you were to ask people, do you want a Venom game? I promise you, the vast majority of people would say yes. But we can't ignore the fact that the next project this team is working on is Wolverine. And already, some of the Spider-Man 2 team have transitioned to working on that. And that could be very cool as well. And if you had to ask people, would you rather have a Venom game first or a Wolverine game first? I'm picking Wolverine. This information comes from X/Twitter user Tommy_Tunes, who is listed as a senior cinematic animator for Insomniac Games. Back in September, Tommy shared, "I cannot wait for people to play #Spider-Man 2 PS5. Working on that game with so many amazing people was a lot of fun. However, today I get to start on something new, #Wolverine PS5. And now we get to see all the things they learned from doing Spider-Man and Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2. And see how that translates over to Wolverine. What translates? Obviously, Wolverine isn't swinging through New York City, although if he was, I'd still enjoy the hell out of that game. Speaking of enjoying a game, over the weekend was Final Fantasy XIV's Fan Fest in London. They do a bunch of these. There was one here in the US, there was one in London, and then there will be one in January in Tokyo. It was a blast. A lot of fun to watch. If you want to see my reaction to the opening ceremony and a very particular thing that we're about to talk about, it is over, or will be very soon, up on Cox Clips. You can see the whole VOD there. Anyway, I enjoy the game, is what I'm getting at, but not as much, apparently, as Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi, who showed off his custom Xbox controller that he uses to play the game. Twitter user Genki_Japan shared, Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi uses an Xbox controller to play Final Fantasy XIV. He customized it by adding a keyboard and removing all the keyboard buttons that he doesn't need, apart from a few buttons he uses for 3 commands. Sakaguchi is very proud of the controller he created. He said he removed the keys and only kept the ones he needs so he doesn't press any keys by mistake. Yoshi P said he is too hardcore. And I gotta agree with Yoshi P, that is hardcore. Just look at all those ripped out buttons. And I'm sure the folks over at Xbox are pretty excited considering a new version for their console, for the Xbox, of Final Fantasy XIV was announced in the summer at FanFest here in the US. And for those curious, the Final Fantasy XIV Xbox beta was announced to begin mid-January through February of 2024. But the big thing we should take away from this is that we got to see Yoshida and Sakaguchi on stage playing Final Fantasy XIV together, doing trial content, and it was hilarious. Turns out Sakaguchi is a troll. That man was actively trying to kill his party. It was incredibly funny. It is what you want to see from 2 of the visionaries behind Final Fantasy, and honestly, I can't believe something like that existed. It was awesome to watch, and just goes to show why I love this community so much. This is at a fan fest, which should, in theory, be some corporatized, sanitized thing, and instead, it was these 2 dudes joking and having a good time and just roasting each other, and you love to see it, especially since Sakaguchi really does love this game. The man, as we've reported on before, made his own clothing line in-game. Sakaguchi. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. As a fan, I am just in love with all of this. Anyway, it's Monday, so It's time for new releases. On Thursday, October 26th, it's time to get your sleuth on with Frog Detective: The Entire Mystery. That's right, everyone's favorite #2 best detective is back in this 3-game collection. As Frog Detective, you'll investigate a ghost haunting a tropical sloth, try to find an invisible wizard, and even head to the lawless town of Cowboy County. Frog Detective is a hilarious take on the detective game genre. It is one that I absolutely love. You can see videos for it on this channel. A solid indie game that gets a really great release this week, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a laugh. And then, it wouldn't be October without some spooky game releases, right? Well, this Friday, the highly anticipated Alan Wake 2 finally hits consoles and PC. Players will step into the shoes of Alan Wake as he tries to escape the dark place, and Saga Anderson, an FBI agent in Bright Falls, who encounters the manuscript for a horror story that begins to unfold around her. Moving away from Alan Wake and Control's more action-y gameplay elements, this is really Remedy's first foray into survival horror, so get ready for some serious scares. I've already gotten a taste of the game. I'm doing a wacky ARG. The video for the most recent part of the ARG is up on the channel right now. Please go watch it. I will be playing this game this weekend. I cannot wait. It has been so long. This is my weekend. Get ready. I'll be streaming the hell out of this. That's it for 5-Minute Gaming News. But before I go, thank you to everyone at TwitchCon who met me, who talked to me, who stood in that long line to see me and take a photo. It means the world to me. I am always blown away that anyone would wait in a line to see me. It's very, very silly. I love the so many cosplays from Final Fantasy XIV to literally cosplay from Monster Prom. Blown away by that too. Just thank you so much for all the kind words, for hanging out with me on stream as we watch trash cans. That happened. And for all the other good vibes. It's just, I'm blown away consistently. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see y'all tomorrow for another episode of 5-Minute Gaming News.